Hi everyone, family part 3. Stay till the very end. We're talking about family, we're talking about members, we're talking about our own family, and we would like to have you compare this. We're all baby boomers, and today I'm going to ask Rosie to talk about her family, and then you can compare her family with your family and all around. So let's talk, Rosie.
Okay, well, my family, I come from a large family. My siblings, there's eight of us. And we basically come from one of what you would call normal family. My parents were married throughout, the whole over 60, 65 years.
Wow.
And so we had kind of a lot of stability. Um, my family comes from Mexico, and I mean, I was born in Mexico. And we came to this country because my dad wanted to give us a better life. So we came to this country. I was 6 when we got here. And it's your basic family. At that time, there was 2 girls and 5 boys. But my sister had gotten married that June, so she was not, coming to join us. She had already been here with my dad, but she got married and she stayed in Mexico. So it was just the us. And then a few years later, we had Sonia born into our family. Sonia was very special to us. She was special needs, but she gave so much love to our family. So much love that I am so grateful that she was part of our family for as long as she was part of our family. So I have 5 brothers, 5 older brothers, and the oldest is my sister. There's 15 years between her and there's 9 years between myself and the youngest, which was Sonia. And it was, growing up, I loved everything about my family. They were very supportive, and I always felt very much loved. I never felt like we were lacking things, but I'm sure we were. It's like the only one that worked was my dad, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she basically took care of all of us. I was the first one to go to university, and I went to USC, and I was going to be an aerospace engineer. But unfortunately, the industry collapsed after my second year at USC. So they suggested that we all find a new major, and I had a hard time finding a new major. I didn't like any of the other engineering. I didn't like business. I didn't like accounting. So I just kind of went from one place to another, and finally my 4 years were up, and I came home. I started working at a law firm, and then I ended up staying in the law firm for like 10, 12 years. And then I realized that I wasn't happy, so I became a teacher. I studied to become a teacher, and that's what I did my last years of working. I was a teacher for 20 years, and I retired last year. And my family was always supportive about everything. I am married now, but I didn't have any children. Basically, I took on the role of taking care of my parents. And because of that, my daddy lived to be 98 and my mom 90. And then I took care of Sonia, who way outlived her life expectancy. She was 55 when she passed away. So I have been very blessed with my family. Do we have our problems? Of course we do. I have a group of family members who don't speak to another branch of the family members. But I've learned from very young to be neutral, to be in the middle, because I still live in the house that I consider mom and dad's house. And everybody considers that their home. It's like the Anaya home, the with a capital T, because that's what my parents started.
Right.
That's what my parents started. So Now, it has gone down to not just my siblings, but their children, which were the grandchildren. And now then after that, their children, which were the great grandchildren. And from that, it's like, we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wonderful. It's like to have a large family like that. It's not always rose colored.
Yes.
We have gone through many, many obstacles, but we try to communicate and to stay close. Although sometimes it's not possible.
I was going to say, do all of you, or are there some that come in that it's difficult for them to follow the Anaya belief system? Is it always?
I think so. We have, the new generations have a different set of rules, or different qualities. Let's say. My dad and mom taught us to work hard and always do your best. Always do your best. They wanted us to be much, much better than they were. And I don't see that happening in the new generation. I see that they're procrastinators. I see that they really have not as much motivation as I wish they did.
Or the way you were taught to be.
Or the way I was taught to be. But I am still, in many ways, good or bad, following what my parents taught me.
Yes.
Even though I want to change some of those paradigms so badly. And they don't have those same paradigms because their parents didn't teach them the same thing.
That, Rosie, and do you agree or disagree with what I'm about to say? A lot of times, because that has happened in my own family, they marry and they marry into different cultures, into different belief system, or they have different views of different ways, and they seem to change our family members into that, and if there's some friction, or if not friction, at least some form of difficulty trying to walk that line. But sometimes they have to decide, well, it's my wife, it's my husband, I gotta walk it this way. And that must be very difficult, because I know that I was one of those.
Yeah, I would say that with my siblings, we mainly adopted my sister-in-laws into our family. But they had to play fair.
Yeah.
And there were many times that like Christmas Eve was always at our house. But a lot of times Christmas was with the other family's house. And so things like that. And I would say at the beginning, my family was very traditional about Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes.
And so Thanksgiving was always at our house. But then it just, I don't know what happened, and it stopped being the thing we did. Where before it was like almost mandatory.
Yeah.
And so yes, there's a lot of dynamics.
So Rosie, believe it or not, I want to thank you because you're sharing partial of my situation, believe it or not. And it helps me think twice and understand a little bit more of my situation and compare notes. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? Should I keep doing what I think I should be doing? And I don't know if you realize, but in the olden days, as baby boomers, we were taught to respect, to be afraid of God, to carry that religion, and if you don't believe in God, or say thank you, Lord, or a lot of times our kids are like whatever. So, I mean, I thank you for that, because I thought I was the only one going through certain situations, and apparently I'm not.
No, and remember you mentioned at the last video that you were spoiled rotten.
Yes.
Nobody could touch you.
The untouchable one.
The untouchable one, that was me. But in my situation, it was because, my sister was born, and then 5 boys after my sister.
Wow.
And then finally, a girl came along. So yes, I was untouchable. My brothers, the way they handled it is they taught me how to appreciate basketball
Mhm.
and football so that they could watch a few games.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like, oh,
You're
we're gonna watch
smart
cartoons
people.
now.
These are smart brothers you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah, I can relate to that fact a lot.
Good, good. Well, we want to thank you. We also want you to know that we are filming outside, and that's why you're listening to what you're listening to, cars passing by. I am remodeling my house, so it's kind of hard to be inside right now. But I just want to let you know that, Rosie, I truly appreciate you for sharing. Juanita, I truly appreciate you for speaking your mind. And I do want to thank our subscribers, our followers for listening. And I do hope that you do listen to the very end. And again, we're doing a family series. And until the next one, thank you so much. All about you, all about me. If you like it, please hit that beautiful subscribe button. Thank you.